Well, my name is Brinsley McNamara, and welcome to the Weird Ireland podcast. It's said that the Irish are folk heralded for their sense of humour, whether it be the playful jostling of pals, the belittling sneering of the owl at the bar, or the cynical absurdism about politics, religion, and this thing that we call life. In the 21st century, how we communicate has changed, and so is how we laugh. Memes, or basically internet communicated jokes, are a simple way of connecting with folk without using words that in many ways have taken over from traditional media. And now, here with me to discuss Irish memeology is meme maker and my first cousin, Sessiongoth. How are you doing today, Sesh?
I'm good, Brinsley. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here, good to have you here. I'm just going to ask Miles how we sounded all there. Was that all good? All right, good stuff.
You're proud of it?
Because that first bit, funnily enough, is actually the like, not the most important thing we can do it in post, but like, and we often do, but it's like, it's the only thing where it's like properly non-scripted, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and it's scripted, and you have to like, do it properly.
That's fine. That's like, look, once you know the part, you're just, God, what was it? You know, Pat Kenny's like, we often chop. It's standard journalistic.
When did he say this?
Do you know the whatchamacallit, the video, the Jerry Hannon video.
Is Jerry Hannon the guy in the
big yellow suit?
Yellow suit. You know what? I actually so I should probably go into it. I should probably go into this now. Sessiongoth actually has you've got an Instagram page, primarily Instagram, is it? That's an Instagram meme page,
yeah,
right?
I have a TikTok as well, but I don't really use that sort of short form media, but yeah, mainly Instagram for me.
You're a millennial, right?
I'm actually a zillennial technically, but yeah, I suppose I'm a millennial.
All right, tell me this: Olivia Rodrigo or Avril Lavigne?
Avril Lavigne.
Okay, you're a millennial. So I'm just checking because you can be around. You know, it is possibly in between, but you're a millennial with that.
Without Avril, Olivia could never have even been a thing. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. But what I wanted to say was you're talking about Jerry Hannon there.
Oh yeah.
So okay, your meme page, Sessiongoth on Instagram, also on TikTok. You've been doing this since 2021, right?
Yeah. Well, this iteration of the page. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go to the other one, but I actually, so I'm going to bring it up right here. I went through your whole page, almost your whole page today, and I pulled up some memes. I didn't really understand exactly what they are, like maybe not the full context. Okay. And is that him? Is that?
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. Jerry, what's his name?
Jerry Hannon. He was a man, a Limerick man, who went on the Late Late Show. I believe 1999, and he had a real problem with. What's his name? Frank something. Your man who wrote Angela's Ashes. Frank McCourt. Yeah. Oh, and he had a bee in his bonnet about Frank McCourt. But yeah, it's probably one of my favourite like Irish meme moments. It's not very well known now, but.
Well, there's a few of them. There's the Late Late Show with Pat Kenny, yeah?
Yes.
And like, what is he? Because, okay, in this meme, we've got Sessiongoth posting. This was in August 2021. Tagged location, Limerick City, even though I guess the studio's in Dublin for a Late Late Show. And the tagline is, the bouncer says, well, lads, have you any drink or drugs taken? And then here's a picture of the lads. It's just a picture of this guy in a yellow suit. And I was like, wait, who is this exactly? That's what I want to ask him. I was like, I think it's a guy in a Late Late Show.
Yeah.
What does he say to Frank McCourt?
Oh, he says a lot of things, but probably the main thing he says is, "You're a liar. You are a liar. You've." And then he just names all these characters from Angela's Ashes, and he's like, "You named her mother. You named Willie Harold, Teresa Carmody." And he just goes into it. I'm not doing it any justice, but it's very good. It's a whole saga.
Our favorite. Because there's a bunch of like Late Late Show moments that are favorite for me. I think I prefer to this one the pontificating guy. He's also is he Pat Kenny as well?
Yeah, but it's the front line. It's a different.
It's not Late Late Show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think there's something about Pat Kenny because there was another moment.
People really didn't really do that to Gay Byrne, I don't think.
Yeah, or not even Tuberty. Like I think there's something about Pat Kenny. He just had that kind of sanctimonious sort of air about him or something. But there was another man that came on. I believe he was talking to Linda Martin and somebody else. Can't remember who the other person was. I don't know who that guy was. But this man comes on and he goes, "You and Gay Byrne, you're arseholes."
Oh, that guy.
Arseholes. And then it just cuts to like
piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit.
You don't even see his face. He just runs onto the stage. Like,
and he's and Pat's just like, wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. And now back to our show.
Jerry Hannon, like, I think probably my favorite part of that is like, I drove from Limerick to make 3 points, and I want to make them. And I was like, you know what? And he's there in his yellow suit, and you just got to admire, like, you got to admire the dedication to the giving out.
I've never seen a yellow suit before, even like.
I know.
Thing. It's like something in Crash Team Racing. Or like.
I know. Yeah, he looks kind of like a couch. Like, it doesn't look like the colour of something you'd wear. It's more like he's wearing upholstery or something.
Are all your memes Irish based, like Irish culture based, or just what you like, or where do your inspiration for that kind of thing come from?
Yeah, mostly. Like I make a few like music based memes, but I don't know. I made another meme page and I called it Coors Light Supernova.
Was that your newest one?
Yeah, but I haven't really done anything with it.
Yeah.
But my idea was to make that one all like music meme based. But sure, I don't know. Life got in the way. I haven't done. Yeah. Well, obviously, it's an Oasis reference. You would.
I didn't wait a minute. Coors Light Supernova. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But you're a big grunge fan, because I know it's going through your page that like grunge. I mean, I already know this is like, you know, but like,
we know each other.
Yeah, but all right, I'm gonna name the big four grunge, and I want you to order them.
Okay.
I think you're probably. I mean, you know who the big four are already. It's Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Nirvana, and Pearl Jam. A rank in order of preference. I think you probably do listen to all of them enough to be able to.
Oh yeah. Obviously, my favorite band of all time is Alice in Chains, so they're number one.
Yeah.
I would say number two, Nirvana. They are probably one of my first favorite bands ever. Big ups to Uncle Martin. Then number three would probably be for me. Like, it's such a close call between the last two.
Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. They're very different.
I would say
very, very different, really.
Personally, I prefer Soundgarden and then Pearl Jam, but it's very close because you can't really compare them.
Which is funny putting Pearl Jam last, because Pearl Jam are amazing. They're amazing. Like a lot of guys like Pearl Jam's like their favorite band. Like,
no, I love them, but I don't know. I just like Soundgarden better. And I actually saw Soundgarden
with Chris Cornell.
Yeah,
well, they're not playing since.
When he was alive, the last time they were in Dublin. I met Eddie Durkin from the Hardy Box ad.
What's his real name? He was in Mullingar recently.
Martin Maloney. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. I remember I saw him. I was about 19 at the time. I was like, "What, Eddie Durkin?" I was like, "Oh well, man."
Tell me about this one. Here's a meme. The location tag is Lily's Bordello, Dublin.
Yes.
The caption, not the caption, but like in the description: Hynomite, Brown Thomas bag, Leinster apparel, smug expressions I would love to have been able to drink during the boom times. Then the photograph is two guys in, I think, Leinster rugby gear.
Yeah,
is that right? One with a Brown Thomas bag.
They're outside. I'm not sure what the name of the stadium is. It's the one in Donnybrook, the rugby stadium there. And
the caption is, "It was the best of times. It was the boom times." What exactly? Because I put this up here because I didn't really. Well, I get pull it apart like this, like I just did there. But like, what's going on here?
Well, you know that thing. It was the best of times.
The blurst of times.
It was the blurst of times.
You stupid monkey.
Yeah, I was going for that. At the time, what was it? There was this page on Facebook. It was called Celtic Tiger Boom Posting, and I was during the lockdown. I was just really into it. I don't know. I just saw that picture come up on Celtic Tiger Boom Posting, and I was just like, I don't know. I just it's stupid meme thought. So I just decided, I'll make this.
You brought up Celtic Tiger Boom Posting. What was the other? Because I know going back, there's a bunch of pages and a bunch of creators that were like the goals of making memes in Ireland, and like what was like, who are the like? Am I right in saying Celtic Tiger Boom Posting? Am I right in saying the Humans of the Sesh? Was that what was
they
that?
They don't seem to be much of a thing anymore.
They
were
the guy who made that. One of the people I think who made that made shit London Guinness after that.
Oh yeah. Then you got like obviously Waterford Whispers. You got Ireland Simpsons fans. Like if you're talking like those big Facebook groups, all that. Who else is good?
Do you remember what was it called? Mardleton Monroe.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that one was so funny?
Yeah, but that's very like 2011
core.
Like.
That's so who's your inspiration by making memes?
One of the first meme pages I ever followed is this American page called Namaste at Home Dad, and she's some girl. She lives in America somewhere, but she does like she does all kind of like stereotypes of the types of people she'd see over there, and just like making skits out of them. There's also there's this page I love called Corn Sexual. She's also another American girl, but she does like all music sort of memes. Yeah, a lot of them are all American based. Like they would have been all the first kind of people I saw making shite like this, and that's where I got inspiration from. There's one like Northwest MCM Wholesale.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. But I have no idea, but they make some funny stuff. But like, yeah, there's, they'd kind of be the main ones, I suppose, that kind of got me into all the kind of shite.
And like, what other themes are in your content? Because you got like Irish stereotypes, like you've got.
For me, I love documenting like turns of phrases that I hear people saying around me, like. I just find sometimes I get like that one there.
Well, your top three pinned. Your pinned.
That's my favorite to do. I just love listening to the shit that we say.
Yeah.
And like, there's so many unique things I think Irish people say.
Yeah.
That really doesn't make much sense to other people.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's particularly from like listening to our mothers speak.
Yeah.
Like,
no, because our mothers are sisters, and they really do genuinely have. It's not even really Anglo-Irish. What do you call it? A Hiberno English. It's not even really that. They're just.
It's their own thing altogether.
They're just coming up with their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, does your mom say coloured-y instead of colourful?
Coloured-y.
Yeah.
She does.
Something like a blanket wouldn't be colour. It's a colourful blanket. It's a coloured-y blanket.
Yeah, yeah.
Or my mom said one really recently I'd never heard before. You know, like when you're doing like the lazy man's load.
Yes, yeah, bringing everything in all at once.
You're doing like you're cutting corners basically. Another way she said recently is you're doing the ready come at. Have you heard that one?
No.
Already, or you can either be doing the ready come at, or you can be a ready come at. And a ready come at is someone who like just like cuts corners and like is lazy and like, you know,
ready
doing a job and that. Yeah, say it to your mom.
She definitely knows. Do you know what it was a funny turn of phrase there? I heard there, Jar was saying it to me.
Yeah.
It was like, Jesus, that's like putting a hat on a hat.
What does it mean? Like,
it's kind
something
of like,
that was and pointless.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. Like, Jesus, that's an unnecessary thing to do. It's like putting a hat on a hat.
It was redundant.
Yeah. I laughed for it. I was like, I've never heard that.
All right, and here's the last tagged one. And here's I was even saying here is my favorite one. It's a comparison between how a Gen Z would speak and how an owl lad would speak.
Yes.
So we got the expressions. And by the way, we got photographs. So for the image of a Gen Z, we got the dead rapper XXXTentacion. And we got, for the owl lad, we got a photograph of Jackie Healy-Rae.
I think it's...
Is that Jackie Healy-Rae?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the Healy-Raes.
Also dead. Yeah.
It's whichever... It's Jackie's dead. I think so.
Yeah.
It's one of them. I remember I just typed Irish owl lad into Google and this came up and I was like, hold on, is that a politician? And yeah, it's one of them. I can't remember exactly, but
I'm pretty sure he's the dad. His kids.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
So for the expression "no cap," we've got
I'm not codding you.
And that means no cap.
Yeah, basically.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, no lie.
No lie. Yeah. On God for the Gen X.
Yeah.
Gen Z rather.
It's I swear to Jesus.
On God. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I swear
that's
to
it.
God,
like swear to Jesus.
Riz.
I just put Q2er. Now
Riz has more than one application.
Yeah, Riz, like now looking back now, Riz is kind of like charm or charisma.
Yeah.
Like but like Q2er is probably somebody who could have.
Yep, because you can have Riz, you can have Riz.
Yeah.
You can have Riz, but you
yeah,
can also Riz someone.
Yeah, a Q2er is someone who might have Riz now, but I might, if I was to go back and do an edited version, I might, edit that one. But sure, we'll leave it.
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. Yeah, you get the idea.
It's fine. It works.
Middling.
And mid. People say mid a lot. It's like it's okay.
I love mid as a word.
What middling? Have you heard that much?
Middling, yeah. I'd hear my old lad would say middling. Yeah.
For like it was old.
Yeah, it was middling. Yeah, middling. Middling. Well, yeah, I love that one.
I'm actually not bussin'.
Bussin', yeah.
Bussin',
yeah. I was like, now I think that means like good.
Yeah.
Or sure it's going great or something to that effect.
And you put it as mighty stuff all together.
Yeah, I was, I was grasping at straws at this point now.
I don't use bussing, and I don't really.
No, but I know there are people that do
use bussing.
Yeah, I think at that point I went into the, what's some Gen Z slang here, and I was just trying to use the imagination.
Here's when you cut. Well, here's when you cut it up before we finish this. Drop the addy. You know what that means?
Drop the address.
Yeah, tell what's your address.
Yeah.
But how do you say it as an old lad?
Oh, Jesus. Look him up there in the golden pages, or what?
Something like that.
Hold on. Is he in the buy and sell or something? No, look him up on the teletext.
Or it's as if like you're talking to, maybe you do like you're talking to a taxi driver, and it's like, your man, he lives out the road, the glasses on him.
Oh yeah. Next left here, pal.
Yeah. This is actually a really good one. It's giving.
Yeah, fierce like.
Perfect.
Fierce-like.
Pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
Pretty much perfect. Yeah.
It's giving is a very, very common one.
It's very common now. Fierce like, I use both, to be honest.
Yeah.
I use fierce like.
Yeah, same as.
Gold.
I just said someone for one man.
Yeah. That works. That works.
I like that one.
And the last one, drip.
I just thought decked out or rig out.
I've never heard rig out before.
Rig out is one I'd heard my granny use. I think it just means, when I actually looked up rig out and the origin of it actually came up saying it was more of an English term of phrase.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah, she used to say, "Oh, Jesus, that's some rig out you have on you," and it's just like some outfit or like
decked out. I'd hear a lot.
Some fit.
I'd
You're decked out. Yeah,
you're decked out like whatever. Yeah, I'd hear that quite a bit. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one. It might be the cover image of this podcast.
Yep.
Because it's a pretty good one,
That's probably the one that's probably done the second best maybe over the last while. But yeah, I think Ireland wise, it's definitely done the best.
And like, why do you think people resonate with this meme so much, with like owl lads and Gen Z, and like this comparison of vocabulary?
I think it's kind of like, you see all those companies doing like that marketing where they're getting like these fellas working in pubs or whatever. It's like, oh, we're going to get them to do the Gen Z marketing thing, and it's like, these pints are straight up the goat.
Fire.
They are straight up fire. It's giving, very demure, very mindful, all that. I think it's like the older people, like they're all on the internet now, but they don't quite understand what's going on. So I don't know. I saw one. I saw a meme that was like similar. It was like Gen Z to something else, but translations. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, oh, it'd be funny if I did that with like Irish lad slang. And then I was like, yeah, that's why I made it. Yeah, but
and it resonated with people. People love. I guess people love being in Ireland. Like, it's a big part of Irish humor. People like looking at. They kind of like looking at like how the old, like me and you do, like looking at the older generations. How they go on and
I think it's fascinating.
Different. It is fascinating. It's like it's kind of a spectacle.
Yeah, and I don't want to forget it. Like, I think, I don't know. Like, I think. Do you remember? You used to keep like a diary of the things.
I still have it on my phone. A glossary of all that.
A glossary of things people would say.
Things that oftentimes my mother or my relatives would say.
and the aunties. Like, I just think it's there. I'd hate to see it be lost because I think it's so individual. Because all these it's very colloquial. It's very like relevant to where we're from. Whereas all these Gen Z turns of phrase like no cap and all that, like they're cool and it's interesting, but like it's kind of worldwide. It's
globalized, a lot more globalized.
It's a lot more globalized, and I like just holding on to, like, it's like a part of our identity through our speech, like, and the things we say.
I think so too. And like, do you think like part of you making memes, like, kind of like preserves part of Irish identity, or is a part of it, or like communicates it, or
that's a lovely way of putting it, and like I would hope so. I would hope so, because I don't know, like I really do resonate with that part of myself. I in a way I kind of like to think of it as a little bit of a time capsule. Like, sometimes I'd nearly get inspired by, even sometimes when I'm just walking around the town, or if I'm in the pub and like I just hear people say stupid things, like, and I don't know, or listen to my parents or my relatives and stuff. Like I one time I'd made a meme and I was walking downtown, I heard some fella go, smell a nits off your ma. And I just thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I just made a meme. I don't remember what the image was, but I just captioned it, smell a nits off your ma. Like, but like, where else would you hear someone say that? Like, and yeah, okay, maybe it's extremely niche and maybe only 20 people might find it funny, but yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe someday someone might look back on it as some sort of like, I don't know.
Preserve a time in history.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like even when I was looking through your page earlier today to go through things, there was like things that was happening in politics or whatever that, or just in Ireland in general. Maybe not politics, but and I was like, I forgot that was going on at the time, kind of thing. You know, I mean,
yeah, I like to try and keep it current, but like, you know, only with certain events. But like, you know, I always find like whenever you post about something that's happening at the moment, something trending, something current, people will always react to that more. Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't know, maybe I see it as a kind of it's a little bit news based, but it's like, I don't know, my opinions on whatever's happening in my own silly little version of them, whatever it is.
Well, given the Irish, was it called Ireland Simpsons page? Or what was it called?
Ireland Simpsons fans.
Ireland Simpsons fans. That was like anything that went down in politics in Ireland Simpsons fans. They would take a screenshot of some scene in The Simpsons, and they would just reword it to the quote to like in The Simpsons to be like something happening in Ireland, and it would happen. And like it was frequent. Like it was like, it was also an extrally popular page in the country.
Yeah, I don't think it's really going as much.
No,
it's not really a thing anymore. But like I obviously I loved that page. I was on it like all the time. Yeah. But I use a lot of Simpsons imagery. Obviously, I love The Simpsons. Some
of my favorite ones. I'm actually I put up some memes that were ones that were I didn't really understand, but I also brought up ones that I just really, really liked. By the way, I think they're almost all Simpsons ones. I remember you putting this one up. It's a picture of Homer buying. Wait a minute. Which episode is this?
Oh God, I'm not sure.
That's
old.
Grandpa. That's Grandpa.
It looks like Mole Man. But it could be Grandpa.
Mole Man, could be Grandpa, and that's maybe a liquor they made, I thought.
Oh, is that the one where he makes the love elixir?
Maybe it's that, yeah.
You know,
and your description is, "I did ye. It's called Fashion Johnny. Look it up, eh?" And the caption is, "And did ye pay for the jeans with the holes in them?"
Did you? Yeah.
Did you pay for the heat? Say it in the way you'd say it.
And did you pay for the jeans with the holes in them? Did you?
And like. I guess I remember asking you about that years ago, and you were like, and you were just saying, just the head in them, like.
It's the head in them, like he
looks funny.
He looks like it could be my dad. Yeah. Like he you know when everyone went mad over that picture of Joey,
Matt LeBlanc,
Matt
Joey
LeBlanc,
Tribbiani in the Simpsons reunion, in the Friends reunion,
and I've actually, fun fact, I've never really. I've seen episodes of Friends, but I've never been into Friends.
I've seen, you know this, but I've seen with my sisters every episode of Friends multiple times.
For me, like
dozens of times.
The only times when I was growing up I watched Friends was kind of when I was over at your house, or the odd time it would be on telly at home. Mom would just be like, "What are you watching that American shite for?" She just hated the laugh track. But
it could, I mean, it was good on that, and it was kind of standard at the time. But like,
well, yeah, it was something about it, like Mom being like, "I don't, what's this American shite?" I was like, okay, fine. They were okay with The Simpsons. They didn't. Well, Mom,
there was no laugh track.
That could have been it. But then when I thought about it afterwards, Father Ted has a laugh track.
It does.
But they loved that. But that was familiar.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was kind of that similar thing with. I don't know. I think he gives that energy that Matt LeBlanc gave, where he looks like an Irish uncle.
Yeah.
I think in this.
That was actually so funny.
It was.
Well, there's ones where like he's leaning against the counter, and it's just the caption's just like, a cup of tea, no, one of a cup of tea, a half cup, a chance a half cup.
Yeah, I've kind of, it was like, this is kind of like my bastardized version of that, but instead I've used an image of Homer.
Just the head in him there. Yeah, it's funny.
Doesn't he look like a half-cut uncle at a wedding?
Oh, big time, big time. You know, what funny thing about Homer in The Simpsons is, I don't know about now, but in the when you watch the original series, Homer's only 34 years old.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and it's like, you see all those things online, it's like...
I'm 32.
Yeah, I'm 30. And you see the images of these things like, someone aged 30 in 1985.
Yeah.
Like, they look about 50 now.
Oftentimes they pull up a picture of the character from Seinfeld. If you ever watch Seinfeld, he's bald.
Yeah, the balding fella. I know the fella you're on about.
He's a funny guy. They always pull it. And then a picture of Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
Chalamet's his name?
Chalamet, whatever. Shamalama Ding Dong.
Hey.
But he's, it's like they're the same age. But
more or less, give or take.
I don't know. Like, beauty standards don't just apply to women now; they apply to men these days too.
Absolutely, yeah. Have you ever seen? There's actually a bunch of Facebook pages that document soccer players in the UK, in England, in particular, in the 1970s and 80s, and Jesus Christ Almighty, some of them are extraordinary. Like,
yeah, and then
like they'd be full balding, and they'd have like 3 teeth in their head.
I know,
but like.
And then you look at Ronaldo these days, and he's looking absolutely snatched.
Oh, like some of these guys were like 26, like, and then but like back then, like these days, soccer players really, really look after themselves. But back then, they didn't. They were like after the game, to be drinking, smoking, everything. Drugs,
George Best
everything.
going on the pitch, absolutely hammered,
and getting like apparently beautiful football. Beautiful football.
Poetry in motion.
But out of there, like drunk and
do you know what?
Poetry in motion. Have you heard that before?
Is that not a quote from Father Ted?
I don't know that one.
I'm thinking of the over 80s match, Romeo Sansini.
What's that?
Yeah, I think he was like, it's a great footballer. Poetry in motion.
Poetry in motion. I genuinely envy soccer players because soccer fans because I don't follow any sport whatsoever. Six Nations action
though.
Six Nations action is just great. Six Nations action. Really handy to follow because it's only like 2 months less.
There's no commitment to it.
Yeah, there's no commitment to it.
You can dip in and out of it, I don't know.
Being a soccer fan's a full-time job.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like they like I envy them because there's no limit to how much soccer they can talk about. There's no limit of how many teams they can follow. You can follow an Irish League team, you can follow a Premier League team, you can follow a Scottish League team, you can follow a European League. And by the way, I can think of guys who follow teams in all of those leagues.
Yeah, and then they got the fantasy football.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
when there's nothing going on, they can play the fantasy football.
The guys I know, they don't even bet. They don't even bet on it. They're not betting. They just love football and talking about it and stuff. And you can meet guys you've never met in your life and nothing common with them. You can talk about football.
I don't. And look, fair play to them. I love the camaraderie for them, but I don't know. I just think. It's out of all the sports, like I've played when I was a kid, I played soccer, I played GAA. Like, soccer's not an interesting sport to watch. I don't think
What GAA did you play? Hurling or camogie? Or
I played GAA, like football. Played for Westmeath. I did.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Yeah, until I was about 14 or 15.
What position were you?
I was the goalkeeper.
Were you?
Yeah, I was indeed.
Really good.
I played for Westmeath at a younger age, so I must have been all right. Like, I think, I don't know, like, I started playing in goals because I just didn't like running. Yeah. And so I was like, stay in the goals. And I just kind of got all right at it. And like, I was okay.
But they wanted to keep you on. They wanted you to stay.
They did, yeah. And like, I 1 year, it was in 2022, I did the census. And my census area was around the area where I used to play football.
Up the Downs.
And I met at least 2 people that were still involved with the team. They're like, would you consider coming back? And like, in a way, I was kind of like, I nearly would, like, to get out and get a bit of exercise.
Yeah. I know a cousin of ours who like, if he didn't show up for practice for Gaelic, he'd the coach would just drive down to his house and just get him out.
There was no excuse. It's not like, you can just dip out at these occasions and it's like, I'm too tired, sorry, can't come in. When you half commit to something but no, you can't half commit to playing GAA sometimes. You're either in or you're out.
Let's go through a few more of these memes. We got, I like this one a lot. It's the Will Smith when he slapped Chris Rock. Chris Brown,
if
only. Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Yes,
2022, 23.
Yeah, disrespecting my wife or whatever he was.
And you had a bunch of memes about that. Everyone did,
Yeah.
But your one was Loch Ennell looking well is the caption because Loch Ennell is a lake very close, well, just outside Mullingar. And instead of like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, he's skimming a stone on Loch Ennell. And it's just so funny, like he's making the motion like he's skimming. I don't know. I just wanted to show that one. That was just.
He
funny.
looks like he's skipping stones.
It's funny. It's taken like, because initially people were using that joke him slapping someone and just attaching other things to it, but then you deconstructed it more. And changed so he's actually skimming a stone. I don't know. It landed with me.
Thank you.
This one, can you read this one out?
Okay.
Because it's very funny, and I just love the picture. It's another image. It's another image from The Simpsons, is where Homer's wearing a kind of cowboy hat with a camera inside.
Yeah,
he's videoing Apu.
He's meant to be
in the Quickie Mart.
Yeah. He's videoing the Quickie Mart because he's getting the health inspection.
And like, I just laughed watching it, but I was like, I'm reading it, but I was like, wait, what's the? Hang on,
all right, okay. Well,
Homer is saying.
Yeah, so Homer. Well, lad, need directions to the Drumcora Country and Western Festival. Sorry, you probably wouldn't know it. I wouldn't say you're local. And Apu goes, oh, you're from Mullingar? Well, where? Oh no! Wait, no. Homer's saying the whole thing. Sorry,
again,
this is this is old to me. Yeah. Oh yeah, Homer goes, oh, but you're from Mullingar. Where are your parents from? Anyway, I'll get a 6-pack of Bulmers and a pair of bootcut jeans if you have them behind there, sound lad.
What's the
idea? I suppose.
What's the idea?
The idea is obviously Apu is an Indian character.
Yeah,
and it reminds me of like a lot of older Irish people. Like they'll say to people if they don't look fully Irish, like, oh, you're from here, where are your parents from, what's your where are you actually from?
I didn't get that was the joke. Is it I thought it was to do with like him surveying him like secretly.
No, it's kind of like that questioning where, if someone they're maybe
he doesn't accept him as being part of the community straight away because he doesn't look like it, and then when he hears it. Yeah, he hears it and realizes from the community and asks him local type questions. Yeah,
that's my idea, I suppose.
Okay, I didn't get that exactly. Where is Drumcora a real place?
The Drumcora Country and Western Festival. It's one of those.
Your mum goes to all these.
Yeah. It's one of those.
She does. She goes to all of them.
Yeah, it's one of those. Now, it's not one of the big ones like Cowboys and Heroes.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. That's the biggest one. I've been to that this summer.
Yeah, but it's like
really good, by the way.
It's like the knocking stocking of that.
Where is it? Where's Drumcora?
Is it Leitrim? I'm not sure.
Cowboys and Heroes in Leitrim. I think a few of them are Leitrim.
Yeah, I don't actually know where Drumcora is exactly. I've just heard my mother go on about it.
Miles, can you pull it up there?
Where's Drumcora?
Drumcoura.
Ballinamore.
Oh, so it's in Leitrim.
Yeah. So it's the same thing.
Ballinamore.
Drumcora.
Oh, it's actually. I think it is Cowboys and Heroes.
So it must be.
I think an older person probably must call it the Drumcora Country Western Festival.
That's it.
But Ballinamore is where Cowboys and Heroes is.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, look, I've never been.
I've been. I went this summer.
Say it was
absolutely class. It's the biggest of all the country. By the way, anyone that's listening doesn't know, country and western is surprisingly probably the most popular genre of music in Ireland. I don't know about in Dublin, but outside of Dublin, anyways, it's absolutely gigantic.
It's kind of a bit of a phenomenon in its own sense. Like Garth Brooks sold out how many dates? 5 dates.
Garth Brooks, the US American country western star, sold out 5 dates in a row in 2014. It was meant to happen in 2015, I think. It didn't happen in the end. But it was in Croke Park in Dublin, and that would have been like, Jesus, would that have been hundreds of thousands of people?
The first time, I would say it was 2014 or 15.
14, I think the tickets were selling. 15, the gigs were meant to happen.
Yeah, and then that all got cancelled. It actually happened in 2022, I think.
He didn't do 5.
He only did 2, I think. My parents were actually at it that time.
No, like when those
gigs happened. Brilliant.
When those gigs happened, when those gigs got announced, and he sold 5 dates in a row, which is hundreds of thousands of people in Ireland. I was like, who's Garth Brooks? I never heard of him before. Well, and that's when I learned that it's actually the most popular genre of music in Ireland, American country western. Well, like all my aunties were going to it.
Yeah, because like for me, Garth Brooks is like my mom. That when I was growing up in the car, she had a Garth Brooks greatest hits tape. And that was all that would be playing in the car every time she drove us anywhere. So I know all of his songs, like back to front.
What's your dad into?
Dad's into he loves like Bruce Springsteen, Fleetwood Mac. They're his kind of main things, but he'd listen to a bit of everything. Like I brought the old pair to the Roy Gallagher Festival, and they loved it. Yeah, they loved it. So
my dad's a Springsteen man as well. Miles, your dad is Springsteen? No, he's not.
Your dad's into the goth music.
That's a punk. Yeah. You're a fan of Father Ted, would you say?
Oh jeez. Oh god.
Can I name out can I just prove your your fanness or not of Father Ted? And Miles, can you actually help us out with this, because I'm going to and I personally don't know the answer.
All right.
So I'm going to name out random priests in Father Ted. I'm not going to say them by name. Some of them I know by name. Most of them I don't. And I'm going to describe what episode they were in, what they were doing in it, what role they had, and I'm going to see if you can name the priest. Do you think you can do that?
I think so. Yeah.
Let's start easy. Okay. Dermot Morgan, the main character.
He's Ted.
Father
Ted Cridley.
Okay, yeah, just starting easy. Yeah. The owl lad priest in the corner in
Jack Hackett.
Yeah, Father Jack Hackett. Okay, we're just starting off easy. Now we'll go further. Father Ted's enemy.
Oh Jesus, I'm drawing a blank, but it's Father Dick Byrne.
I think I don't even look it up. I think that is his Father Dick Byrne.
Yeah.
I know the answer to this. What is the equivalent of Dougal in of Father Dougal, but in Father Dick Burns?
Oh, Cyril Macduff.
Yeah, that's right. Father Cyril Macduff. Okay, let's get a bit more. Who is Graham Norton's priest?
Oh.
He's in 3 episodes, right? He's in the airplane,
the caravan.
He's in the caravan, and he's in the cave. Yeah, he's in 3 episodes. Graham Norton's priest. Have you got that up there, Miles?
Oh,
don't say it, because I don't. Wait, I do know the answer. I think I might know the answer.
Noel Furlong. Father Noel Furlong.
Is it right? It's right. Yeah, I knew it was something Furlong. Yeah, it's Noel Furlong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Father Noel Furlong. Yeah. That's one of the 2 Johnny's characters as well. Noel Furlong, isn't it? Is it Noel Furlong? I think it's Noel Furlong. Wonder, is it because of the priest?
It is,
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, is it because of? I don't know.
Noel Furlong.
Noel Furlong. Let's get a little bit more now. We're doing well. What is the name of the priest that Father Ted rings up occasionally in the episodes? I don't know the answer. I might get the answer in a minute. He rings. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. And he's like, he's Larry, Father Larry.
Oh, I nearly have it. I think I have it.
He's tremendous fun. He always says he's tremendous fun.
Do you have a Miles?
Father Larry. And he like he's playing like Operation Game, and then he loses, and then he falls off the skis.
He's on skiing, or he's driving a car.
It's Larry something anyway. I couldn't tell you the
Is it Larry Macduff?
Is Larry Macduff? Larry Macduff as well.
I think it's Larry Macduff. It's a Macduff, yeah. What's the name of the priest in the? We'll do 2 more. Only 2 more. What is the name of the priest in the Christmas special?
Todd Unctious, Father Todd Unctious.
Todd Unctious.
Yeah.
You already knew that.
Yeah.
Last one.
The winner of the County Westmeath Priest of the Year.
He was County Westmeath, yeah. And he's clearly not at all from Westmeath,
Not with that accent.
Last one. What is the name of the dancing priest? He's only 1 episode. I don't know the answer. Straight off the bat.
The dancing priest. I actually don't know.
He's only in 1 episode. Actually, he's very briefly in 1 episode.
No, I don't know that one now.
Can you pull it up, Miles? Because I don't know the answer. Father Liam what?
Liam Finnegan.
Father Liam Finnegan.
Excellent.
But the reason I bring up Father Ted is because Father Ted has a when you actually look back at even now, because it's from the 90s, it's great at taking aspects of Irish culture and satirizing it.
Yes.
Like it's got the episodes of just in general satirize the Catholic Church and its role in Ireland at the time, like when they get a phone call from the Vatican and like they're all like just women everywhere and they're playing drums and like
they're having a great old time.
It's very loud there, Bishop. What's it going? Oh, that's just from confessions.
Yeah, the fucking drum solo.
Yeah, playing a drummer. Yeah. And when they're making fun of older Irish people in general, and like, or the arguing couple, but they pretend to be nice around the priest. Yeah, John and even the names John and Mary.
Yeah.
Like, a couple called John and Mary. Like, would you say that leads into what you do and what other meme makers do in Ireland?
I mean, yeah, I think like probably Father Ted was probably one of the earliest sort of things in media to do something like that.
Yeah.
And it goes from all aspects of things. You'd see like Sinead O'Connor, like they did this. There is a
skit Sinead O'Connor episode. It's very funny.
Neve, whatever it was.
I can't remember her name.
Neve something.
It's very funny.
Yeah, like they did everything, and like but then like they just did so much absurd stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like the sheep, like I just remember the episode was called Chirpy Burpy Cheap Sheep.
I didn't know the name of the episode.
That's
like the Monster
episode.
Craggy Island.
The Monster Craggy Island. Like I think, and for me, like when I think of that episode, I think of how like Irish people get caught up in like, I don't know, rumors, and we do, like,
big time, yeah,
we really do. And I think it's, I don't know, maybe that's something I take from it, but like in such a stupid, like silly way, they're speaking on that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's like the whole thing of them, the whole premise of the show being about the Catholic Church in this silly, irreverent way. It was so ballsy for the time, but I think, yeah, like that's probably one of the first iterations of anybody speaking about Irish culture in that way. So like, yeah, I wouldn't lie when I'm saying like it's probably a big influence on my life.
Do you think it's a good thing for us Irish folk to satirize ourselves and make fun of ourselves in a self-deprecating way like that?
I think that's kind of what we just do anyway. Mm-hmm. Like I think everybody, there a healthy level of making fun of yourself it's great, but I think that's who Irish people are, and that's just what we do. Like we love slagging others and we love slagging ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think that's like, I don't know, it's seen as kind of a badge of honor nearly in Irish culture to make a bit of fun of yourself.
Do you think there is a you know the way people say like Irish people have a certain kind of humor or funny or that. Do you think that is true? Do you think there's a pan-Irish type of humor, or do you think like, you know, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think the self-deprecating thing really it's that's definitely universal with us, and the slagging of others. Like I don't know, like there's all this people saying, oh, Irish people, they're so welcoming and Céad Míle Fáilte.
Yeah, but we're cunts to each other.
Yeah, but we're such cunts to one another, and like to ourselves as well. Yeah. And there's a lot of dark humor. You know, I think dark humor is big in Ireland as well. Uh-huh. And yeah, we love. There's such a thing for impressions. Like I think Irish people love doing impressions of other people, and like if you look at like the likes of Pat Short, like John Kenny, all their skits like are,
because they would would they be doing impressions of what the Unbelievables? Would they? And John Kenny just died really recently.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah. He was not well for a long time, I think.
Yeah, I think it was actually a heart attack or something.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, but he had cancer years ago.
Right.
I actually met him at Electric.
Yeah, I saw a picture.
Yeah, he was so nice.
I'd say so. He's very funny.
He's
very
so funny.
Don't believe it was amazing. But they were satirizing, like, were they ever making fun of specific individuals, or were they just doing overall themes, types of people, like the Gardaí being kind of egots and local, and like shopkeepers being like this and that?
Absolutely. Like if you look at Unbelievables, like that's just what the whole thing was like. Or you have the Pat Short skit where he's the teacher and he's making fun of all the students, but it's just people in the crowd. Or the telly was probably one of my favorite.
Which one's the telly?
The telly is
is it the telly?
The telly.
Yeah.
That's the best one of the Unbelievables series.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but like it's just the two books, like, and they're looking at the TV. It's kind of like in a Rick and Morty-esque sort of, like, you know, in that episode where he's looking at all the different channels. But like they go to the owl fellas in the nursing home and
all that.
Yeah.
Where are you crows?
That one, yes. Con and scrape. I might have a sucky sweet.
A sucky sweet.
I might have a sucky sweet.
That's a very funny one, yeah.
Yeah, or like, and then in a different one, they have like the owl one that comes into the shop, like, and it's like, was it Nelly or something? And she's like, can I get a chocolate bar and a small box of matches?
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Would you say they're kind of absurdist, the Unbelievables?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And would you say absurdism comes into Irish humour much?
I think so. I think so. Like, I mean, we sent the likes of Dustin the Turkey to the Eurovision, so absolutely. Like, that was hilarious. I always think about that. I think about that regularly. And like, to us, that was hilarious. But like, for the rest of Europe, as a child, I would think that when that came out, when he was in the Eurovision, I was about maybe 13 or 14.
Yeah.
But looking at it now, I'm like, that is actually really embarrassing.
And like,
because the rest of Europe, they're like, what the fuck is this?
It's so funny. Like when you actually watch the path of how did Dustin the Turkey become the Eurovision candidate, it's a long path. It's nearly a 20-year path of like getting there. Like, am I right in saying that Zig and the guys who voiced Zig and Zag also, no, they voiced Podge and Raj, did they?
I think so,
But were they anything to do with Dustin the Turkey?
I don't know. I don't know the deep lore behind it now, but and they surely, like, there's a whole kind of box that you could go into about like the puppets that have went into RT.
Puppets in Ireland.
Yeah.
So in Ireland, on Irish television, kids television in particular,
Bosco.
There was a lot of, there was Bosco, Podge and Raj, they were never kids. They were never for kids.
No, God, no.
They were never for kids. I actually used to think they were for kids.
Dustin
the Turkey, Saki, Zig and Zag, they were all for kids.
Yeah, they were our time.
Morbegs, which weren't puppets, they were people in suits.
Yeah, but like you could argue they were something similar.
Yeah, they were something similar.
Podge and Raj.
The Rimini Riddle.
I don't know who that is now, but
the Rimini Riddle is an RT
that's an older
puppet show from the 90s that was around when I was alive, but I was too young to watch it, and now it's lost media, and it's some of the most infamous lost media from Ireland.
And then like, do you ever hear your man going on about Travelling Matt? He was, there's something.
Wait, there was even the Wanderly Wagon. The Wanderly Wagon had a lot of puppets in it. Not entirely puppets, but there was a lot of puppets in it.
Was that Irish?
It was fully, yeah.
So
Frank Kelly, who was in
that's Jack.
Father Jack in Father Jack Hackett in Father Ted. Frank Kelly, I think he was in that. Our parents would watch it. But like,
I think Irish people, they love
puppets.
They love puppets.
Punch and Judy, shine.
Yeah, like it's so silly. Like it's, but they also love like found hidden camera sort of pranks sort of stuff. Like,
well, we did. I mean, seemingly Jackass. When the second Jackass movie to premiere in Dublin, and that sounds like a Jackass documentary, I'm a big fan, in London and in Dublin, they had a huge opening for it, and the whole crew thought it was brilliant, but in America they weren't nearly as big.
Really? It was massive.
Because people in
Ireland
love Jackass, absolutely love Jackass.
I think we love that kind of, like that playing a trick on people.
Yeah.
Like
Codden people.
Codden people. But like when you think of it, like, you know, we are you were talking about Samhain, Ireland being like the birthplace of Halloween. Like, you know, we love a trick or a treat. Playing tricks, and like I think that's kind of part of our culture, like playing tricks on people.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the Wren boys, like showing up and like messing with people.
I was talking to your mum not long ago, and she said that at where you live, where you grew up, there was Fran boys like a bunch of years ago. I'd never seen them in the car.
I think there was one year, I recall, I was too bet into whatever Pokemon game I was playing.
So you weren't like a very young child, you were like
I'd say
teenager or older?
I'd say it was the early 2000s, so I was probably about 6 maybe.
Okay.
No more than 6 or 7. But I remember someone ringing to the door. I was like, who's that? And Mum was like, oh, it's the Wren boys. I was like, what the fuck are the Wren boys? Anyway, back to Cerulean City. But like I think, you know, because Dermot Morgan had a hidden camera show like that, I think.
Did he?
In the 90s. And there was your man, Mike something, I can't think of it, but he had some sort of show like that going back years. I think it might have even been the 80s.
Even
Mike something.
One I've watched a little bit of. Ever heard of Hall's Pictorial Weekly?
No.
It's ask your mom, ask your dad, they'll remember it. It was you can only watch one episode on YouTube that I've seen. It was a 1970s Irish satire show.
Right.
And it was kind of like Monty Python in the sense that it was different skits every time, but the same actors did every skit. And Frank Kelly was one of the main people in it who played Father Jack in it. So he's actually he doesn't look at all like Father Jack. Like he's wearing a lot of makeup. He's actually he actually speaks really well and is really refined. He just plays like a drunk priest and old priest in the corner. He's not even that old in Father Ted.
No, not old.
He just wears a lot of makeup.
Same with Pauline McLean. She was only in her early 30s.
Yeah, no, great show. But no, Hall's Pictorial Weekly was a satirical show in Ireland where they'd make fun of politics, they'd make fun of society. They were basically doing memes. They're basically doing memes of doing sketches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And making fun of. They have one skit, and I was watching it with my parents and on YouTube, and they're making fun of the tourism board in Ireland.
Right.
And back in the 70s, and it's a meeting of the tourism board, and like and like they're in like Dracula's castle, and they're sitting at a table, loads of skeletons, and like. And I was like, there's cobwebs everywhere. And we're just roaring laughing. And I was asking my dad, like, what's the joke? Like, and he's like, I don't know. And it's like,
is this all we have to offer? Like,
it was kind of like that. Like the tourism board is so out of date. It's like they're all dead and vampires or something like that.
Very
it was so
slapstick.
hard. It was so hard to understand what the joke was, but it was so funny.
Well, look, do you know what? They were having fun. And it's not the main
But that's
thing.
what... I've had my fun.
And that's all that matters.
By the way, Father Ted reference there. Yeah. Brendan Grace, yeah.
Of course, yeah. Father, the fella who liked the jungle music. Finton Stack.
There you go. It was Finton Stack. Yeah. No, but I think Irish folk have been at this for a long time, and memes are like the newest way of doing this, you know?
I think so, yeah. I think short form media is really kind of what appeals to me with the Irish comedians at the moment. Like, there's so many great ones. Like, you'd see the likes of like Justin Stafford doing the owl lad, the creepy owl lad.
Is this on TikTok?
Yeah, it should be on Instagram and all that. Stuff like that is just so funny. Or do you ever see Dimple Stillskin? She's from Mullingar.
I've seen her videos a few times actually. Yeah, she's funny.
Very funny.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the way she goes on is funny.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's just being herself. And yeah, I just enjoy stuff like that.
Who are your goats right now then? Yeah, who are the people that are big in the scene making memes now right now in video or on, traditional memes?
I really enjoy Justine Stafford, Sean Burke, John Doran, Dimple Stillskin. Meme wise, there's like this guy, I think he's a rapper, but he also makes memes. He makes very like Gaelic sort of memes. It's called Blue Nile. There's this page called Gaelic Queens. They make kind of LGBT sort of memes. They're very funny. God, there's so many. There was O'Connell Street Metal on this. Is pretty good. There's a lot. They're the ones that kind of come to mind in the moment.
What's the story with the Paddy Losty thing? Because we were looking into that a lot for a while. The Paddy Losty was supposedly a pint man in Dublin who could drink.
Yeah.
40, what was it, 45?
Well, it was either 45 or 425 pints.
Like 425's not that many at all.
That's not that many. I could do double than
totally
that.
fine. It's actually quite respectable, actually.
That's respectable. Like,
and then 45 is like, not really. I don't know if anyone could do that.
That's God level.
Yeah.
But when I was living in Dublin in around the Cabra, Phibsborough area, apparently his local was, I can't remember the name of the pub, but that was his local, and I used to walk by it all the time. I think I just found out through Twitter lore. Yeah. This is where he used to drink. He, I think his, I think from what I heard from the lore was he wasn't originally a dub, or he might have been from somewhere else. Now I could be, I could be sourcing that incorrectly.
Or what?
But that was a big one. That was a big one.
Is that real? Is an actual real audio and real, like the guy who can sort of 45 pints in like 2 hours? I don't think
so. I don't think so. Yeah. I think that's someone else.
What about there's a photograph?
He is a real person.
Is that real? Like, who's that actually a photograph of anyone that we're aware of?
No, that is him. Yeah, that is actually
really
him.
Paddy Losty.
Paddy Losty. Yeah, that is his name. It's an unusual Irish surname.
Losty, never met one. Yeah.
But yeah, he was a man who loved drinking, and his daughter or granddaughter, I think, found him or found all these posts about him and was like, that's my granddad or whatever. And so she confirmed that he is a real person.
Jesus God.
That's why I find like memes and viral moments are intrinsically entwined, but like
it stems.
Yeah, exactly. But like you could be caught on camera or make a stupid video about one thing and it will stick with you for the rest of your life.
But my favorite one is it a meme? The guy who, and I'm so curious about it, I need to research it. The guy who slips on RT
slips in the ice.
Yeah, slips in the ice. That comes up every year.
Oh yeah.
Who is that? Does anyone know who he is?
Oh God, I feel like he did show up somewhere.
Did he? Yeah,
I think so.
Because you can't see his face whatsoever in it.
That was the year. That was 2010. That was it was November 2010 because I remember I got a week off school with the snow. But yeah, and I think I actually watched it live.
That would be like if if like there was news footage that was recorded in 1980 on the news, and in 1994 they were still playing it. You know, when you think about it in that way.
I want to see Reeling in the Years for that year, like and he's just like boing.
I remember the guys on Chai Talk Irish History podcast have said, because Reeling in the Years ends in 2009. Maybe it's gone beyond so far.
Oh, I want to see the post.
But guys have made, apparently, because on Chai Talk they've said there is guys that have made a version of the 2010 one, because it ended 2009 previously, like online, and they had the bit where Brian Cowan's like either hungover or drunk on an interview or something like that. And it'll be that guy slipping as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but like I think like that just that just embodies Irish wahey culture. Like, you know, when you're in the restaurant and like someone drops something and the owl lad's like, "Way!" You know what? That's why that's still, we still remember that.
Yeah. I remember I was around you one time when you were making a Paddy Losty with an emo fringe meme in the bar, and it was pretty funny. And some guy commented, "I'd take the V-neck off any man's back," which is very funny.
I'd take the V-neck off any man's back.
But have you ever spent a needlessly long amount of time, or a very long amount of time, putting the image macro together for the Veeam?
Oh yeah.
And what's the longest?
Oh yeah. Oh god, probably. See, the reason why I like memes is you can make them quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because I've a very short attention span.
Yeah.
But I definitely spent a good 2 to 3 hours. I made all these video game-esque ones.
I know the you're like an RPG.
Yeah, RPG-esque sort of ones where I like that took ages. There were so many little aspects to put it together.
It was like where a pint man walks into a bar, or you walk into a bar and a pint man encounters you, and how do you like?
Yeah, it was like Dublin hipster walks into Gunnings, which is like a rural pub outside
in
of
Rathconrath.
Yeah, and he's looking for like a real authentic pint of stout, and it was like that, but RPG version. I spent a fair bit of time on that.
Would have been hours.
No more than 3 hours, but I was on the dole at the time, so like, you know, it was grand. But maybe I might come back to that format again. I only did a few of those, but yeah, they took a while because there's so many little kind of elements to putting it together.
Well, look, Sesh, do you have any final words?
Final words. I mean, love your work, love what you're doing.
Yeah. And
thanks for having me on. And yeah, sure, yop out of it. If you can't yop into it, yop out of it.
Where can people find you?
I'm mainly active on Instagram, Sessiongoth Instagram. I'm on TikTok, but I barely do anything on it. And sure, if you want to look at my art page as well, it's Shauna Gavin Art, and art is spelled with 3 R's. Art, like the Riot Girl movement.
And you've got any more plans to make more memes? Like, you've got the other page, or are you gonna, like, you know?
Coors Light Supernova. I guess I don't know. Like, I'll probably post on there more, but yeah, just mostly probably be just Sessiongoth every few days or so. So yeah,
good stuff. Yeah,
stick around.
Also, it's gonna bring up but we're never going to talk about I forgot to bring it up, your previous meme page.
Oh, yeah.
What was it actually called? I actually don't know the answer.
It was also Sessiongoth, yeah.
Was it called Sessiongoth?
Yeah, but it was my personal page.
Right.
And I literally just started posting memes on that in like 2018. And just onto my personal page and
on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, and just kind of started doing a bit. And then I was when did I delete it? I deleted it New Year's Eve 2019.
Why?
I don't know. I was in a bit of an identity crisis. I wasn't doing the best in myself, and I was like, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore.
I was going to say for a second, great tune, but that's midlife crisis.
But
Faith No More. Yeah,
absolutely. I was having a quarter life crisis, and I just deleted it, and then I didn't make memes for about a year and a half, and then I was like, I actually love making stupid online shite.
How big was your previous page?
Something around the same amount that it's at now. It's like 6.5, nearly 7,000, something like that. But yeah, I just deleted it. Like, and I shouldn't have done that, but I did.
Why was it called? Where did you get the name Sessiongoth? I mean, I can get it.
It comes from like the term session moth.
Oh,
yeah, like
I didn't hear the term. I don't know the term session moth.
Session moth, like, it's kind of, I think it's more like Dublin-esque. Like, a girl that like is always at the party. She's always there for the good times. Yeah. And but I was like, Sessiongoth.
Yeah.
I am, I suppose. I you could say I got more of an emo, but you know, goth works.
Why is your profile picture on Sessiongoth that screenshot from The Simpsons?
The Estonian dwarf.
Yeah, who's playing Lisa?
Honestly, there's no reason other than I just think it's funny.
It works really well.
Yeah, I just think it's a funny one. And at this point, it's been the profile picture so long, I don't think I could change it.
No, it looks funny.
It's going to be that forever. That's it. Like.
What was I going to say? That was it. Yeah. Well, look, Sesh, thanks for coming down. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Brinsley.
No worries at all.
As always.
And I'd like to thank Miles for producing this episode. And I'd like to thank you for listening. Thanks for listening, and see you somewhere else on the Weird Al podcast.